Hey everyone, I'm very well dressed right now because I just got back from work. But the topic for this week is internalized transphobia. Um, I have a very complicated relationship with internalized transphobia, maybe mainly because I'm still working through some of my issues that were a result of growing up in the area that I did. A little bit of background on where I grew up was it was in southern Virginia. It's right on the border of North Carolina. And it's a very good old boy town. Men are men, women are women, and there's nothing else. You do what a man is supposed to do. You do what a woman is supposed to do. Until the age of 12, I thought that it was physically and biologically impossible for men to cry. If that gives you an understanding of kind of the things that the kind of values that I was raised around. So the way that that internalized oppression kind of manifested itself um, was that when I was grappling with my identity and where I felt comfortable with my identity, I felt like I wasn't worth anybody's time. Um, I would isolate myself. I would go into these just, you know, bouts of dysphoria where I just didn't want to talk to anybody. And I would just sit there and stew with my thoughts and stew with how I felt about myself and how I was raised conflicted with the way that I felt about myself and the environment around me conflicting with it. It was a lot of different things that just built upon each other for me to get to that place where I just didn't even want to interact with people because I felt like I wasn't worth it anymore. I didn't think that, you know, I didn't think I was worthy of people's time. I didn't think I was worthy of setting boundaries with people, whether they would be my friends for 5 minutes or 5 years. I didn't think I didn't think that I was valid enough to ask certain things of them. That being said, I did work past it. And the way that I worked past it, and this is just from my experience, is that I wrote a lot. I just I had so many feelings and so many thoughts inside of myself that um I began creating this storyline and this world and this superhero universe where my characters could be any sexual orientation, any gender identity, any member of a vulnerable group, and still have these phenomenal abilities. And between my characters, I could have these conversations about sensitive topics, problematic things. I could address oppression on both a systematic and a personal level with aggressive and radical tactics. And I did and I could get away with it because it was my world that I'd created. Um and it was such a great release for me, and it was so important that I had that moment where I started realizing that these may be extreme examples in a fantasy world of how to address these issues, but they're also issues that I need to address so that I can move past them within myself. So that's my video for this week, and I promise I will get better at concluding videos. I will come up with some kind of sign off or something that I won't just be flopping in the middle of space ending my video like I am right now.